Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crafty Made Easy. If you're interested to see how I made this rhinestone template and this rhinestone piece, stand by. Alright, so items you'll need to complete this project will include rhinestones, of course. You'll need hotfix rhinestones for this particular project, and these are the rhinestones that have adhesive already on them. So hotfix rhinestones in any size that you want. I'll be using 10SS. You'll need transfer tape for rhinestones. I would not suggest using the transfer tape that you use for vinyl. You would need it for rhinestones. You would need something to put your rhinestones in. So this is just a cookie tray from Dollar Tree. You'll need something to brush your rhinestones in. I just use this paintbrush, or sometimes I'll use my fingers to do it. You'll need magic flock. You'll need something to put your rhinestones on. In this case, I'll be using wood. And I think I got this from Walmart or maybe the Dollar Tree. I can't remember, but it was very inexpensive. And then you'll need something to kind of scrape your rhinestones in. So this came from the Dollar Tree, $1. You'll need a heat press or a easy press machine to adhere your rhinestones to your particular fabric. You'll need a cutting machine, definitely, and you'll need some type of software for your cutting machine. In this case, I'll be using Silhouette Studios Business Edition, and I'll be using Cricut Design Space. I believe that is all. I can't think of anything else. If I'm missing anything out loud, I'll definitely put it down in the description box below. Now that is all out of the way, let's head over to the computer. The two systems that I'll be using today will be Silhouette Studio Business Edition and Cricut Design Space. If you have a Silhouette machine, you will not need Cricut Design Space because you'll just be able to print out your rhinestone template using Silhouette. But if you do not have a Silhouette and you have a Cricut, you'll need your Cricut Design Space software to cut out your image. If you have Silhouette Studio Basic Edition, you will need to upgrade it to the Business Edition because the Business Edition gives you the extra step that you'll need to convert your image over to Cricut Design Space. If you have a Silhouette, the highest edition you'll need is Designer Edition because you'll be able to just you'll be able to make your rhinestone template and just print it from your Silhouette. Usually the Business Edition is $99. Sometimes Silhouette has a sale and you can catch it for about $69. So just kind of wait and see what you can afford and then purchase it that way. If you do end up purchasing the Business Edition and you add rhinestones to your business, you'll be able to go ahead and pay off this edition with your first order, pretty much, because rhinestones you can charge higher for them versus vinyl and heat transfer vinyl. All right, so since that's out of the way, the first thing you'll do is grab a letter. So you'll grab your letter. I'm going to be using an M, and I'm still trying to get used to Silhouette, y'all. You know I'm a Cricut girl, so please forgive me if I move a little slow or I call something the wrong name or anything like that, because I'm so used to Cricut Design Space. I'm going to change this font to Georgia. I went past it. Go back up. You can put your font to anything you want it to go. Just remember, since it's rhinestones, you want whatever you're rhinestoning to be legible. So just keep that in mind. My object or my piece of wood is 4 inches around. So you want to measure out how big you want your letter to be to fit inside of your object. Same thing as if you do vinyl or heat transfer vinyl or anything like that. So the 3x5 is good. I think I'm going to just stretch it a little this way. Okay, so that is fine right there. Might bring this up just a tad bit. and this over just a little bit. Okay, so now that you have your letter, you have the right size and everything, that's all done. You're going to come down here to the corner where it says open rhinestone panel. It looks like a little rhinestone. You're going to click that. That will open up, and that's is the rhinestone template or rhinestone box. So this one is rhinestone effects, and then this one is the advanced rhinestone, so with the little plus on there. I'll show you how to do the advanced, or what I know what to do with the advanced rhinestones, but first I'll show you the basics. So this one, rhinestone effect, this is your image with no rhinestones. Let me make sure I highlight, there we go. And then this is your image with rhinestones on the edge. And then this is linear, so it's filling in. And then this one is radial, so it's kind of scattered, not really all that cute, or if that's the style you like, that's the style you like. So you can pick whatever effect you want it to have. You can try your rhinestone size, so 6SS, 10SS, 16SS, and 20SS. I will have a chart on the screen to show you the different sizes and what it means in millimeters, because the SS is not the exact size of the rhinestone, so it's not like a bead where it's like 10 mm's and you see your 10 mm's and that's the size of your bead. So 10SS is not the actual size of the rhinestone. So the chart will show you what 10SS will look like in millimeters, and 16 and 20 and so forth. You can change the size. So if you have a 3SS rhinestone and this starts with 6, you can go down like this with the arrows, or you can just type in 3, enter, enter. Okay, I guess not. It don't want to do that. Maybe there are no 3SS's. It's saying no, girl. But if you want to go any higher, like 12 or 11 or 13 or anything like that, you can go ahead and move the cursor or move the arrow, and it will go to the size that you have. Now this thing right here where it says total selected shapes, this is connected with this. So if it's 20SS, this is how many rhinestones you'll use, 64. So you can go up to 50, size 50SS. This is what your image will look like, but the totals will be in other. So there'll be the other size that you're using, and you'll just use 18. But I'll go back to 10SS, and then I'll go to linear because that's how I want my design to be. Spacing basically is how far your rhinestones are spaced. So right now it's at 0.039. You can go up and space them like this at 0.125. You can go down to 0, and then they're all on top of each other. I do not recommend this because you're cutting into the circles, and then you'll just basically have like a wide open space. So you can just basically do that, just sprinkle some rhinestones in there. There's no need to cut out an image using a template. You could just cut out an empty M and just throw rhinestones in there. So I wouldn't recommend using that particular spacing. But you can go up as high as you want to go up, or as low as you want to go. And if you have a specific number in there, you can go ahead and just free type it in there, hit enter, and then it'll change it to the spacing that you want. Freehand is basically drawing rhinestones freehand. So I'm gonna put one right here. So you see this rhinestone right here, or that circle I should say. You'll hit go to your arrow, then you'll come back here, drag it, and then I'll just put it right here. Alright, so I'll move that again because it's a little too close. But that's basically what the freehand is. If you want to move a rhinestone, and you can use your arrow keys too to get it precise, or if you want to add another rhinestone. Like if you see a space that you're like, I don't like the way that grouped it, you can put a rhinestone right there or anywhere like that. Now if you don't like how the rhinestones that are already there look, you can use release rhinestones, which is this part right here. You would just highlight your letter or whatever you're doing, your phrase, whatever, hit release rhinestones. This will put each and every little rhinestone in its own little individual. So each rhinestone is individual right now. You can click out of here. You see this rhinestone there. If you don't want that one, you can go ahead and delete it. If you're like, oh my God, I didn't mean to delete that, no worries. Just hit the back button and your rhinestone is back. But the release rhinestones releases all the rhinestones from being grouped together, and you can move them however you want them to be moved. It also brings us to our next step, which you would just highlight everything again. You would go to Object, go to Make Compound Path, click that, and that will group all of your rhinestones back together. Now I did put a freehand rhinestone right here, but it's not showing, but it is there. You'll just have to do an extra step, which is this step I would do anyway because I want to form a kind of box around my letter. So you would just get a shape, bring it down. Now remember, this is all being cut out, so try not to, if you put a shape around it, try not to use too much because that's how much flock you'll be using. You just kind of want to make sure everything is kind of centered. So then I'll do this. I'll highlight both, go to, where's my center? Make sure everything is centered. And then both of them are still highlighted. I'll go back to Object, click Make Compound Path. And now the square and the rhinestone circles are connected. And then you see my free-handed rhinestone right there. And that's pretty much it on the template. Now for the rhinestone advance, I'm going to show you that. Oh, well, let me put this back on here. I might not do it because, yeah, it's not going to show me how many. I forgot to see how many we would need. But at any rate, we'll know when we pour our rhinestones in. So for the rhinestone advance, you would click, I'm going to just click another letter. Do the same thing. Go here. And it's basically the same thing, except it just looks a little bit different. So I'm going to, and I'm not going to use this, so it doesn't matter what size I'm doing. You'll click advanced rhinestone. So you'll click the one with the little plus. And you see it pulls up that looks like actual rhinestones. So different colors, the different sizes, and it has various colors right here. So if you're doing, I would use this for a mock-up. So if you're doing a mock-up and you want the person to see how it will look maybe like in real life, you can use the advanced portion. So I would click 10S, and you can do the same thing that you did on the other side, moving the sizes up and down. You can add the shape to your rhinestone library if you want to. You'll go rhinestone effects, and it has the same exact thing, except for it has something extra, which is angle offset. I'm not quite sure what that entails, so I just kind of leave that alone. But it also has none, the edge, the linear fill, and the radial fill. So I usually just do single, standard. It has standard, center, and perpendicular. So I just usually do standard. It has the same spacing thing. And then you would just click how you want your rhinestones to look. So this is how it looks different. So you would put it on the edge and the linear. And if you wanted to do the radial fill. So that's how it will look. So this will be like good for, like I said, mock-ups or anything like that. And then you can draw rhinestones the same way as you did with the freehand. Do a single click or replace a rhinestone. So you can draw the rhinestone and it already comes up as a little rhinestone. And you can just slap it right in there. Boom. and then replace a rhinestone, you can just replace the rhinestone that's already there. So, or replace one, I guess, if it's not there or what have you. Let me delete that because I doubled up on the rhinestone. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And then they'll tell you, again, you'll use 135 rhinestones. And like I said, you can move this up or down to your spacing, and you can move the sizes and everything to your spacing too. So I think this one just looks a little bit neater because, well, not neater. It just looks a little bit better as far as giving mock-ups versus giving or showing them the one with all the holes and stuff, because they might not see the vision if it were like this, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to show y'all that really quick. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, delete this, and delete that one. All right, and so we are back with this, and this is all nice and ready for us. I'm going to go ahead and click that, get everything in order. What you don't want to do is you do not want to manipulate it anymore once it becomes a SVG, because if you do, you can mess up the size of your holes. So once I click on here and then go to File, Save As, Save to Hard Drive, and you can title it whatever you want to title it. I had already did this, but it did not have any sound, so I'm doing it again. That's why I titled it Take Two. I'll go ahead and save it on the desktop because it's easier to find. You go to Format and you go to SVG. The Designer Edition does not have SVG available. That's why you need the Business Edition. Business Edition only has the capability of making a SVG. So you'll click SVG, you'll click OK, and then that's it. It should be saved to wherever you saved it at. So once it's in the SVG form, I would highly suggest not manipulating it anymore. I would keep this open or write down the measurements for when you go to Cricut Design Space, because sometimes when you transfer or export the image, it can get smaller in Cricut Design Space and it can mess up your measurements. So once you're in Cricut Design Space, you want to make sure you put the exact measurements that you made in Silhouette. Okay, so let's go to Cricut. Let's go to, oops, not that, wrong thing, y'all, my bad. Go to New, and then you'll go to Upload, and you see right here I had already made it. Anyway, we're going to go to Upload, Browse, and I'm going to get it off of my desktop, and you see it's all right here waiting nice and pretty for us. We're going to upload it. We're going to click here, Add to Canvas, and it came out exactly how we have it in Silhouette. Let's see, 3.09939 395857. Okay, that's close. So we're just going to leave it the way it is. We're not going to pull here. We're not going to push it in. We're not going to do anything. If by any chance you want to make it smaller or you want to make it larger, go to Silhouette and redo the design, or hit your backspace to where or before you made it into a SVG, because if you don't, you will mess up your circles. So again, if you want to enlarge it or make it smaller, go back to Silhouette to before you made it a SVG and fix it there, and then make it a SVG and then upload it again. But do not manipulate it in Cricut Design Space. You can change the color to match your flock. So if you have blue flock, you can change it to blue. If you got pink, you can change it to pink. Whatever color you want to make it cohesive to what you have, that's up to you. Once everything is good, you hit Make It. And you do not have to mirror it, so you'll just skip all of that. You'll hit Continue. Let it connect to your machine. And then you're not going to find any magic flock or anything up there. You're going to basically have to make a template. So you're going to come down here to, oh, I could have just went to material settings. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. You will go to custom materials. So material settings, custom materials, let it load up. And then you will scroll all the way to the bottom and hit add new material. So everything is in alphabetical order. So if you type in rhinestone take 2 or name it whatever you want to name it, you hit save, it will put it in alphabetical order, and then you will change the pressure and how many times it will cut. So the 175 is showing the pressure of how deep it goes into cut, and then this part is showing how many times it will go around to cut the circles. So I'm going to put mine to 300. I would suggest testing it out, maybe do 290 to 300, see how it cuts, and go from there, but I wouldn't go any lower than 290. And then I want it to cut twice, and I want my blade to be fine point. So then once I have all of that situated, I'll hit save, and then it'll be in the spot. Now if at any time you may have put the wrong blade or you put none and whatever, you can go here and click edit. So that's fine. So once you have that situated, you'll go back to the top, click out of there, go back to browse all materials, type in rhinestone, and it'll pop up. I'll just click rhinestone take 2, and then it will get you set up to go. So then you'll just load your machine up same way you would do any other time. You would put your magic flock on there, and then you would hit the C button to get to cutting, and then that's pretty much it. Now if this is your first time doing a rhinestone template or anything like that, I would suggest using cardstock first to see how far apart your spacing is, if it's the right size for your material or anything like that, before you use the magic flock, because the magic flock can be expensive and you don't want to waste your magic flock. So I would suggest maybe using cardstock or any other type of material beforehand to practice on how your spacing looks, what the size is, and so forth, just in case you put the wrong measurements or something like that, because you don't want to waste your product. All right, so now that that's all getting cut out and getting ready to rock and roll, let's go on to the next step. All right, so now that everything is cut out, the next thing we're going to do is weed it out. So weeding is really, really easy. All you have to do is pull this back, and your circle should stick to the back of the white paper. If for any chance it doesn't, you can just pop them out. So I'm going to actually use my weeding tool to kind of pull them back. Now, when I cut out different templates, I did not have any issue with it cutting out the back, but of course, when I recorded today, I had issues with it cutting out the back. So I probably would change it to maybe 290 and see if that would alleviate it cutting out the back of the paper, because the whole premise is you want the circles to kind of stick to the back of the sheet without having to manually poke them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This is what the white part should look like with all of the circles stuck on it. You can go ahead and get rid of that. And you just want to look at your template again just to make sure all of your circles are open. So this is what your template should look like. So we made a rhinestone template, yay. And what I like to do, and what I forgot to tell you in objects you'll need, or stuff you'll need, is I like to put it on these chopping mats from Dollar Tree. I saw this somewhere listed that someone likes to use, and I like to use, and I decided to go ahead and get it, and I like it. So it comes with 2, and you can just put it on whatever side you want, and this is how you can keep your template. So if you have if you are doing a lot of letters in this size, you can keep this, so you don't have to keep replicating this letter here. You can just put it right here and it saves it for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. So you can save this in a file, in a drawer, and now you have a letter M in this size. And what I would do is I would write somewhere, maybe on the back, if you put like a little label on the back of it, and just put the size of the letter. So when you go to file it away, you know what size this is, and you can say it's for a 4x4 wood plaque or whatever. So I will put that right here. So for 4x4 wood plaque. So I know that's what it's for. And then I'll just file it away. And when I go to make another one of these, I'll pull it out my drawer. Boom, there we go. So you do not have to make this again if you're doing the same object and the same size and stuff like that. You have this. So that's what I like about it. So the next thing I'm going to do is for my rhinestones in there. And they're all upside down right now. Now you can use a rhinestone brush or you can use a paintbrush, because I had something and I forgot to buy the dang on rhinestone brush, and I had a whole bunch of these, and you can get a pack from the Dollar Tree and they work just the same as that big old brush. So you just rub it in there like that. You see how it's just putting them in there? Now you may have a few that don't quite go in there, but just take your time. And won't go in, you can get some tweezers. You can get some tweezers and grab one and plop it in there. Boop. Look, I removed one as I was trying to put that one in there. There you go. So there you go. And then you just want to make sure that there are no extras. See, it's one extra on right here. And you want to make sure all of your holes are filled in. All right, so all of my holes are filled in. And then you're going to brush the excess rhinestones out of the way of your template. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. Because let me get all of these out of the way. Alright, so make sure all of your rhinestones are brushed, all your excess rhinestones are brushed away from your template before you use this transfer tape, because this transfer tape is sticky. Okay, it is very, very sticky. And you can reuse it over and over again until it loses its stickiness, same as you would with any other transfer tape. But it is sticky. So if you have any excess rhinestones around, it will pick it up on this tape, and you will have a whole big mess on your hands. Don't ask me how I know. So then I like to go to the edge and shoot, I shouldn't have pulled this off like that, because like I said, this stuff is sticky, so it will grip your stuff. So if your stuff is not in the right spot, it will grip it up, and it can mess up your rhinestone. So what I like to do is go to the edge and slowly lay this down. Like that. So it's not picking up any rhinestones, because sometimes it can pick it up and move them, and then you'll have to kind of put them back in the spot where it's supposed to go. Now if you happen to move them, all you have to do is lay your tape down and then get either this kind of scraper, or if you have the little Cricut scrapers, just scrape them back into the spot where they're supposed to go. So it's real simple to fix the issue, but try not to make it an issue. And so once you have all of your rhinestones onto the tape, I like to just kind of go over this. And I'm trying to pick up the whole thing so y'all can see. There we go. So once you have it like that, this is what it'll look like with the tape on. Everything is lined up where it's supposed to be. Then you would just peel it back and get ready to see. I just picked up all your rhinestones, and make sure you picked up all your rhinestones. You can go store this wherever you store your rhinestone templates, and now your rhinestones are on your tape as such. Okay, and this is the back of it, so it's gray. So that's the adhesive there. That's the adhesive. If this was a regular rhinestone, it would not have that gray adhesive on there. Okay, and then you would just match it up to your piece of wood. Oh, that came out bomb. Okay, and then you would get your heat press, or you would get your easy press, and you would press it on to your object. Now for these particular rhinestones, go by the heat that it says for your rhinestones, or the temperature. I'm sorry, not the heat, the temperature it says for your rhinestones. Mine's is, the ones that I have are 335. It says press it twice, and then it says peel cold. I haven't had any issues peeling it warm, so I peeled it warm and I haven't had any issues. But just follow the directions according to your rhinestones. Now if you peel it warm and you don't have any issues, you can do it that way, because if you've done it several times with those particular rhinestones, do it that way, or just follow the directions to a T so you won't have any issues. I'm going to go ahead and take this to my heat press machine, and I'm going to go ahead and press it for 10 to 15 seconds. And twice, so I'm gonna do that twice, so a total of 30 seconds, and then I'll be back to show you the final reveal. All right, so I took it off of the heat press, and I did forget to mention that sometimes the rhinestones can move once they get heated, so try not to move your heat press or your object too much, because your rhinestones can move, and a couple of mine did kind of move a little bit when I went to press it the second time, so be aware of that. But this is me revealing it. And that's how it looks. Super, super cute. Look at that. And you can put this anywhere. Like you can drill a hole in it if you wanted to and make it into an ornament. You can put it a plaque just like on your fireplace, your mantelpiece, your dresser, your whatever. But this is how it looks. And if you wanted to, you can paint the back of it or whatever. I would kind of not paint it before you put the rhinestones on, because I don't know what that might do to your heat press or anything like that, or it might burn the wood. So I don't know about painting it before you put the rhinestones on, but if you wanted to paint it after, I don't see what the issue would be. But yeah, this is how it looks. And as you see, the rhinestones are not moving. And they are cool to touch right now. Well, they're kind of warm. They're not cool, but they are on the wood. It's there, okay? So this is the project. If you like this project and you enjoyed it, please go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I will have many more rhinestone videos, many more tutorials, not just on rhinestones but on Cricut. I'm not too good with silhouette because I'm still trying to learn it, but once I learn something to silhouette, I will share it with you. But I have a lot more to bring to this channel, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you have anyone who may be interested in stuff that I post on my channel, please go ahead and hit that share button as well. And if you want to join my Facebook crafting group, go ahead and join. It is Crafting Made Easy. Just type that into Facebook, answer the 3 questions, and I will let you into the group. What else? So I said like, comment. I love interactions from you, and I will respond back as soon as I get the notifications. Sometimes YouTube trips and doesn't give me the notifications of new comments, but once I see them, I will go ahead and reply to you. If you have any questions that you don't want to put on the channel, you can always email me. My email information is in the description box. And I think that is it. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time, y'all stay blessed. Peace.